Okay, students, today we will discuss some important alcohols, methyl alcohol and ethyl alcohol. Methyl alcohol is also called as wood spirit. It is also called as wood spirit. This methyl alcohol produced by the destructive distillation of wood. Destructive distillation of wood. And commercial methyl alcohol prepared from the carbon monoxide by the catalytic hydrogenation. Commercial methyl alcohol prepared from the carbon monoxide by the catalytic hydrogenation. Okay, what is the catalytic hydrogenation here? Carbon monoxide reacts with 2 moles of hydrogen in presence of zinc oxide, chromium trioxide, 200 to 300 atmosphere pressure, 573 Kelvin to 673 Kelvin temperature, forms methyl alcohol. This methyl alcohol, it is a volatile liquid. The boiling point of methyl alcohol is very less and it is poisonous in nature. It is also used as a solvent. Okay, in low quantities it causes headache. In high quantity it causes anesthesia and vomitings, different diseases. Okay, this is about the simple discussion of the methyl alcohol. Then we have to discuss about the ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol. C2H5OH we called as ethyl alcohol. C2H5OH we called as ethyl alcohol. It may be written like this: ETOH, ethyl alcohol. It is also used as a solvent. It is used for the preparation of these so many pharmaceutical compounds, so many drugs, so many pharmaceutical compounds. It is an important solvent in the drug industry. Okay, here ethyl alcohol prepared from the starch and molasses by the fermentation process. What is the meaning of fermentation? The conversion of large carbon molecule into small carbon molecule in the presence of enzyme we called as fermentation. What is the meaning of fermentation? The conversion of large organic molecule into small organic molecule in the presence of enzymes we called as fermentation. This fermentation process we'll see in preparation of ethyl alcohol from starch and from molasses. First we'll see the preparation of ethyl alcohol from starch. What is the formula of starch? C6H10O5 taken n times. This is the formula of starch. When the hydrolysis of starch in the presence of diastase enzyme forms, here it forms maltose, C12H22O11. It forms maltose. When the hydrolysis of starch in the presence of diastase enzyme forms maltose. Here this maltose again undergoes hydrolysis in the presence of water and maltase enzyme forms glucose and fructose. This is the glucose, and here one more form, that is fructose. Glucose and fructose were formed. When the hydrolysis of maltose in the presence of maltase enzyme forms glucose and fructose. Then glucose or fructose undergoes hydrolysis in the presence of zymase enzyme. Forms ethyl alcohol. This process is called as fermentation. See here, number of carbon atom containing carbohydrate or organic molecule converts into two carbon containing molecule. Large molecule converts into small molecule in the presence of enzymes we called as fermentation. This is the preparation of ethyl alcohol from the starch. Okay, next from molasses. Okay, here 40% sugar solution we called as molasses. This molasses prepared from sugar cane juice. 40% okay, 40% sugar solution we called as molasses. Sugar cane solution. It is prepared from sugar cane. Okay, here to take sugar cane contains or molasses contains sucrose. Sucrose formula C12H22O11. The hydrolysis of sucrose gives glucose and fructose. Glucose and fructose in the presence of invertase enzyme. In the presence of invertase enzyme. In the presence of invertase enzyme. Sucrose undergoes hydrolysis, gives glucose and fructose in the presence of invertase enzyme. And here this glucose or fructose undergoes again hydrolysis in the presence of gymase enzyme and forms ethyl alcohol. Okay, here this is the preparation of ethyl alcohol from molasses and starch. And one more thing, okay, ethyl alcohol, wine, we call as wine, it is also prepared from grapes, ripened grapes. Okay, it is also prepared from grapes. Okay, here take the ripened grape juice, add some amount of yeast. Okay, after 2 days it produces 14% of ethyl alcohol. 14% of ethyl alcohol. Okay, in anaerobic condition. Anaerobic condition means without oxygen. This ethyl alcohol, 14% ethyl alcohol produced under the absence of oxygen, anaerobic conditions. If you use the oxygen, this ethyl alcohol converts into ethanoic acid, that means acetic acid. This ethyl alcohol converts into ethanoic acid, that means acetic acid. Then the taste of ethyl alcohol will be changed. The taste of ethyl alcohol will be changed. Okay, when this ethyl alcohol, 14% ethyl alcohol exposed into atmospheric oxygen, that means it undergoes oxidation and form the ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid is sour in taste, so the taste of ethyl alcohol changed. The taste of ethyl alcohol changed. Ethyl alcohol and methyl alcohol both are completely soluble in water due to the intermolecular hydrogen bonding, and these both are used as solvents in the preparation of drugs. Drugs, and these are also used as ethyl alcohol used as an antiseptic by the mixing with the iodine. Mixing with the ethyl alcohol. We called as tincture iodine, that is used as a antiseptic or antimicrobial, antibacterial. It is also used as a sterilized product. It is used as a sterilization purpose. And one more thing, denaturation of ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol, normal ethyl alcohol converting into not drink ethyl alcohol, not suitable for the drink ethyl alcohol. By the mixing with pyridine and copper sulfate. Ethyl alcohol, copper sulfate, pyridine. We are converting into not suitable, undrinkable ethyl alcohol. That process, drinkable ethyl alcohol converting into undrinkable ethyl alcohol by the mixing of copper sulfate and pyridine, we called as denaturation of ethyl alcohol. That process is called as a denaturation of ethyl alcohol. This is about some discussion of methyl alcohol and ethyl alcohol. This is about the alcohols and phenols. And in continuation, we'll see the one more important topic in this chapter, ethers. Already we know ethers. Ether means oxygen functional group containing molecules are called ethers. Oxygen functional group. Oxygen functional group means alkyl groups are alkyl group. Two alkyl groups are having one oxygen between them. Two alkyl groups are having oxygen between them. Okay, here ethers. Ethers. Ether means R-O-R. This is the alkyl group. This is also alkyl group. Two alkyl groups have oxygen between them. We called as ethers. We called as ethers. Okay. When you are giving the nomenclature to ethers, we called as alkoxy alkanes. Alkoxy alkanes. The important alkoxy alkane or ether is diethyl ether. Okay, this may be written like this: C2H5O, C2H5, or ETO, ET. Okay, this may be called this. The UPS name of this molecule is ethoxyethane. Ethoxyethane. How we are preparing these ethers? Ethers are preparing by using two methods. One is dehydration of alcohols gives the ethers. One more is the Williamson synthesis. By using Williamson synthesis, we will prepare the ethers. First method, dehydration. Dehydration of alcohol. For example, you take 2 moles of ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH. Okay, these reacts with each other. One ethyl alcohol reacts with another ethyl alcohol in the presence of concentrate sulfuric acid. In the presence of concentrate sulfuric acid at 441 Kelvin temperature. At 441 Kelvin temperature, or in the presence of anhydrous aluminium trioxide. Anhydrous aluminium trioxide at 250 degrees centigrade temperature. At 440 concentrate sulfuric acid. In the presence of concentrate sulfuric acid at 441 Kelvin temperature, or in the presence of anhydrous aluminium trioxide at 250 degrees centigrade temperature, forms, okay, here forms diethyl ether. Diethyl ether by the dehydration. By the dehydration. Dehydration reaction observed like this. Like this. H2O and forms diethyl ether. This is the dehydration. See the mechanism for this dehydration. Mechanism for dehydration. Okay, it involves in stepwise. Okay, step 1. Here step 1. Concentrate sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid means H2SO4. Concentrate sulfuric acid dissociates into H plus and HSO4 minus. This H plus ion attacks ethyl alcohol. Step 2. Step 2. Ethyl alcohol C2H5OH. In ethyl alcohol, oxygen has 2 lone pair of electrons. Oxygen have 2 lone pair of electrons. This attacks to this H plus ion. Okay, here oxygen donate 1 electron to H plus ion and forms coordinate covalent bond and forms oxonium ion C2H5O. Okay, donate the H plus. It donate the electron, so it gets plus positive charge. Here H, here H. This is we called as oxonium ion. What is this? Oxonium ion. Okay, in step 3, This oxonium ion, okay, here, this oxonium ion attacks with the one more ethyl alcohol molecule. This electron transferred towards carbonium ion or carbon chain. This donates, this removes as a H2O molecule. This removes as a H2O molecule. That means it loses the H2O. Then what happens? C2H5. I am writing this one first. C2H5O. It donates electron plus here H, here C2H5. Then it loses the H plus ion. It donates. This oxygen hydrogen electrons are transferred towards oxygen. It loses H plus ion and forms C2H5O, C2H5. This is the dehydration in the presence of acid. We called as acidic dehydration. Acidic dehydration. The acidic dehydration of ethyl alcohol gives the diethyl ether. It involves in 3 steps. First step, step 1, sulfuric acid converts into H plus and HSO4 minus. This H plus ion attacks an ethyl alcohol, forms oxonium ion. This oxonium ion attacks on one more ethyl alcohol molecule and forms diethyl ether by the loss of H plus ion. By the loss of H plus ion. This is about the preparation of ether by the dehydration method. One more method is there, Williamson synthesis. What is the Williamson synthesis? Okay, in ethers are prepared by using Williamson synthesis. What is the Williamson synthesis? Alcohol, any alcohol reacts with alkoxide, sodium alkoxide. Alcohol reacts with alkoxide in the presence of dry ether, forms ethers. Okay, in the presence of dry ether, okay, forms ethers. Okay, Williamson synthesis. Williamson's synthesis. What is the Williamson synthesis? Alkyl halide. Sorry, not alcohol. Alkyl halide reacts with sodium alkoxide. Sodium alkoxide. Alkyl halide reacts with sodium alkoxide in the presence of dry ether. It loses sodium halide and forms ether. Okay, here this is called Williamson synthesis. For example, you take sodium tertiary butoxide. Sodium tertiary butoxide. Sodium tertiary butoxide. This is called sodium tertiary butoxide. Sodium tertiary butoxide reacts with methyl bromide. Sodium tertiary butoxide reacts with methyl bromide. Methyl bromide forms, okay, it loses sodium bromide. It loses sodium bromide. Sodium and bromide. It loses sodium bromide and forms CH3, 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 O, CH3. We'll get this molecule we called as methoxy tertiary butane. Methoxy tertiary butane. This we called as methoxy tertiary butane. Okay, here you will take here sodium phenoxide. Sodium phenoxide reacts with methyl bromide in the presence of dry ether. In the presence of dry ether, it also loses sodium bromide and forms OCH3. This we called as anisole. This we called as anisole. Suppose for example, if you take in opposite way, suppose for example, sodium methoxide reacts with tertiary butyl chloride. Does not involves in Williamson synthesis. Does not form ethers. Instead of ethers, okay, elimination reaction takes place and form the tertiary butene, not form the ethers and form the tertiary butene. Okay, this is about the Williamson synthesis. What is the Williamson synthesis? Alkyl halide reacts with sodium alkoxide in the presence of dry ether forms ethers. This we call as a Williamson's synthesis. Okay, next in continuation we'll see the physical properties and chemical properties of ether in next class. Thank you.